We're joined by Ellis. How you doing, lad?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Yourself? How's it going?
I'm all right. How you been?
Yeah, good. You know what it is, mate. Just busy working and doing jobs around the house and stuff, mate. That's about it.
Good man. Right then, straight into it. Rhino says he wants Zhang.
Yeah, I believe so. um, yeah, he's not at that level, is he? And I think what we saw a couple of weekends back just proved that. And it's wearing a bit thin on me now. This narrative that's being pushed that he's the boy next door, he's the people's champion, and he's a somewhat of a cult hero kind of thing. And for me, I like the sport of boxing. I like pure boxing, and he's no great shake in my opinion. And the reason why it's sort of grating on me is just the fact that it's not anything new. It's a repeat sort of occurrence now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Over the last decade or so, the amount of times he's sort of played on this "woe is me" kind of narrative, and he somehow reels the guys back in, reels the fans back in with another push that it's going to be for he's doing it for his family, he's doing it for himself, he's getting himself in shape, and he's always the fittest he's ever been. I've heard that sort of quote come out of his mouth about 10 times now. I'm the fittest I've ever been, and you're going to see on Fight Night. Well, we saw on Fight Night, and we can only go off what our eyes saw, and it wasn't the fittest he's ever been. He wasn't a fit man, and he threw about 10 punches all night. So yeah, for me, it's this White Rhino stuff. I've had enough of it personally, and I don't want to see him on my TV screen. I don't laud him as some sort of hero, but there's a lot of gullible people out there who do feel that way. But hero for what? For turning up and not doing much. I mean, you tell me, Russ.
Uh, I don't think he throws enough punches, David. He never has. I think it's mainly because of his fitness. I'm not saying he hasn't got power, but if you're not fit in the ring, you're not giving yourself the best opportunity. I'm not going to go in on him here, but I think he's more or less bothered about playing to crowd acting, this daft Dave carry on and being a bit daft and on social media too much. And it's when you've not won a round. I give him a share of one round. When you've not won a round, all you can do is get that microphone and say, I'm not at this level, I did my best and all that. That's the only card you can play anyway. But he'd have been playing that no matter what anyway. So it's the same old repeat for me. But what I found funny what Eddie says is, look, what no matter we know what happened, but your stocks was and now I've just said there he didn't win a round, but in this day and age, if you work the crowd, your stock rises. A bit like Crusher Ben. He got beat convincingly against Eubank. They're doing a rematch, but his stock's obviously risen, hasn't it? How can that be? Are we that short of stars at the moment that we're having to load drug cheats up? And basically, Dave's like Eddie the Eagle, isn't he, really playing on crowd and he playing on them heartstrings, Mr. Humble. It's a bit Eddie the Eagle-ish for me, and we all love even when Dave comes out to ring, everybody's laughing and joking. It's like the comedy act's coming on, isn't it? What's going to happen next, kind of thing, and everybody can go on emotion and get emotional and stuff like that if you're getting your heartstrings pulled. But for me, to be people's champ, you've got to be getting in ring another. He's got to be in 17 and a half stone, another stone off and start throwing some leather because if not, why is your trainer saying you can win a world title? And don't even get me started about Zhang. He wouldn't mention Zhang without being prompted to. He wouldn't start
Yeah,
dictating to Eddie. But did you see the video about the text message where they were reading them out? He's actually terrorizing Eddie in text messages just like he did 6 years ago. And that's the wrong thing to do with Eddie because he can do that to Frotch when they're riding high. So who's Dave? You see where I'm coming from? It's no good
yeah,
coming up like that. And then he goes and drops his sen in it with that show. I've got 8 fighters on the show. Look, matchmakers are telling everybody in industry that show's his show next month at Donny. But it's in Mark Bateson's name. He's now talked his sen probably into a charge with board now. So, reading them text messages out on IFL. Oh, I've got 8 fighters on this show. What on earth is all that? Hanging himself. Being daft. Giving too much. Keep your cards close to your chest, David. Don't let your left hand know what your right hand's doing. But yeah, it's worn a bit thin with me now because like I said, he didn't win a round, but his stock's gone up. And now Zhang. What would Zhang do to him?
Yeah, that'd be. I mean, it's to be honest with you, he has got a great chin, hasn't he, Dave? We can't deny that. But there's having a great chin, and then there's it's like a freight train, and I think he takes too much damage. Does Dave? He took a lot of damage in that Makhmadov fight. He was just eating right hands. Um, and another thing what annoys me is you also get this the other narrative that comes alongside Dave is his talent. He's got talent. He's got talent. He's got talent. You hear that from loads of people, and I'm sure that it's true because he has to have had talent to get to where he's got to. But where is this talent? Can someone please show me where this talent is? Because there's no evasion. He's supposed to be quite evasive when he's in sparring, and when you watch videos of him in training, he's moving, he's wriggling around, he's doing a bit of a James Toney kind of, elusive style. You just don't see that in there. He just plods forward, literally his head's static. And against someone like Zhang, I don't see it going past 3 rounds. I think he'd absolutely take his head off, to be honest with you.
You think he put
But
some
yeah,
weight on him and then they put him in with Elmer?
yeah, I see where you're going with that one. Yeah, get some miles on him, get him a bit more punchy, and then roll the dice again. But I don't know. I think Fisher's team themselves know that it's not a fight that they need to be going near, just because of the talent level of Johnny Fisher. Not because Dave's anything amazing himself. It's just the fact that I think Johnny's got a lot of development to do if he's going to be at any sort of level. But yeah, I mean, it's not that far fetched, is it? Because it is something that would generate money, and that's what it's all about these days, isn't it?
Do you think Dave's looking to get an angle in where Steffi Bull had an angle promoting?
Um, I don't know. I have my doubts on how clever and how sharp Dave is. Obviously, to me, he seems thick as two short planks, but like you say, that could all be a facade and it could be an act. So he could have us all fooled. So I question: does he have the intelligence to promote and manage and stuff like that? But he's doing this training thing. He's got these lads that seem to be popping up on every show every couple of weeks, don't they? These young lads he's got, and they look all right, but they're not fighting anyone of any level yet, are they? So
No.
we'll see where it goes with that. It's if anything, it's a good fallback as a career after boxing for him. So good luck to him.
Yeah, he'll find it hard, I think. Josh Whale put 9 shows on from 22 till 24, 9, and he's not putting on since, right? Years nearly out. I've seen Dennis putting his hand in his pocket for years. Steffi Bull is were a different kettle of fish. It were easy for him because he needed to be putting shows on without going in too deep. But Dave, if you're putting your hands in your pocket, he will know what it's all about. When you're having aggravation constantly and forking out, you need lawyers on tap, right? It's a
Yeah.
minefield, but if he's going to go down that route and he's seen an opening, good luck to him. But I don't want to see him in there with Zhang. And I was a bit disappointed that he kind of like brushed Fraser Clark's name and Jamie TKV off in the British title. He sort of brushed that away. I thought that was disappointing because it's Big Freeze. He's already beat him, hasn't he?
Yeah, he beat him with relative ease, to be honest with you. He didn't really show up that fight, did he?
So what would Zhang do to him? An Olympic silver medalist, a two-time Olympian. Obviously, he won a silver. Joe Joyce, look what he did to Joe Joyce, Zhang. He gave Parker
Yeah.
all he could, didn't he, as well?
Yeah, and he listen, he's old, he's in his 40s or whatever, and you can say what you want. He's not in a great aesthetic appearance, is he? But one thing about Zhang is he's got ridiculously fast hands for 3 rounds, and he punches extremely hard with that left hand, doesn't he? So, um, yeah, I mean, it's levels, isn't it? The guy's been to the Olympics, and yeah, I don't see that going any other way than a destructive stoppage for Zhang against Dave Allen if that were to get put forward. But hopefully it doesn't because Dave's not done anything to prove that he's of that level, has he? So he's just failed the other week. You're saying he's brushing off the the British title sort of level. There's an argument that he's not even at British title level. Fraser's beat him conclusively and quite. He went out quite sad on that one. Then he just sort of quit on his stool. So I don't know what level you'd really place Dave Allen at, but it's certainly not a level that can brush off the British title. You should be
Yeah,
grateful of a shot at it.
yeah. Zhang's 43 in New Year.
Mm.
Derek
Mm.
Chisora's 42 before Christmas.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, so Dylan White, they're talking Dylan White, Derek Chisora. What do you make of that?
It's one of them. It's like, would I watch it if it was on a TV screen in front of me? Yeah, I would. But would I watch it with any sort of urgency? Like, oh, I need to get that pay-per-view. I need to get tickets for that if it's in my hometown. Not a chance. It's a closed book, that one, isn't it? They were good fights. Don't get me wrong, they were good fights. Whenever they were, best part of 10 years ago, maybe first one. Um, and they were back and forths, but it's past its sell by date now, and it wouldn't even be a rubber match because Dillian White won them both, didn't he? He got the decision and then he got the stoppage the second time. So I don't know how it warrants a trilogy, and that's just an indictment on the sport, and that's where we're at. We're getting rematches and we're getting matches thrown down our necks that nobody asked for realistically, but it's just purely on name value, isn't it? Because they know that it will sell in some way or shape or another.
Simon Jordan says Dylan and Derek fought 2, 3, 4 year ago or something on Talksport. It was actually 7 year ago the second one and 9 year ago the first. So that's what we're having thrown at us now for on DAZN pay-per-view.
Yeah, there you go. Best part of a decade, isn't it? It's you age massively in a year in boxing, like you say. You always sort of allude to that. 9 years on, and you'd probably I could make the argument that that first fight was both of them in the prime. The second one even as well. Yeah, they were kind of in the prime, probably past it to be honest with you with Chisora. But now we're in 2025 now. We're long past that. So what are they now? They're finished. They're finished fighters, but. Um, the only saving grace for that is you could say that it's not one that's finished. They're both finished, so therefore it's a 50-50 and they're at the same level, so whatever. But yeah, it's not a fight I'm wetting my lips about, put it that way.
Yeah. David A let the cat out of the bag. Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw that. I think I saw it in a show. I didn't see the full video where he sort of was he speaking out of turn saying that the fight's been made or something like that. Because there was whispers about it being Jarrell Miller that's been shut down since, hasn't it? It's been shut down. So yeah, it looks like he's kind of let the cat out of the hat. But so what? It's not like it's got us all falling off our stools, is it?
No. Fabio Wardley and Parker fight tomorrow. Take that fight off the show. The rest of it is absolutely awful. It's absolutely shocking. The boxer average for the full show is 397, which is low spot for that for them. Like they're supposed to be high end promoters. It's 100 ranking off a small hall. Uh, who have you got, Wardley or Parker?
I've got Parker, mate. I've got Parker. I've thought about this long and hard, and it's nothing to do with I'm a Parker fan or anything like that. Like much like yourself, I think he's stunk out arenas. He's got nothing about him that makes me think, yeah, I'm gonna get behind him. I'm a Joseph Parker fan. But with me, I sort of look at things how I see it, and I just see Joseph Parker as a better fighter than Fabio Wardley. I just see that, and I think he will. I genuinely think he'll stop him tomorrow night. Um, and I actually like Fabio Wardley. I love his story. I think he comes across really well. He's always done what he said he was going to do, and he's not afraid to let his hands go. But I just think this time it's there's reasoning for me picking Parker as well. I look at the fights he's had, Wardley, and I think he was getting soundly outboxed by Fabio, by Fraser Clark in that first fight. And obviously, the last fight was what it was, and he pulled it out of the hat. But if pulling it out of the hat is your party trick, it can only take you so far, in my opinion. And um, I don't rate Joseph Parker's wins that highly against these last few ones against Zhang and Bakoli and whatever because they've all had you know, asterisks against them, haven't they? But it's more the whole package. He's more experienced. He knows his way around 12 rounds. He's got a good chin. He's got fast hands, and he can bang honest enough. I just think he's a better, more all-round fighter than Wardley, and I think it'll come to pass that he'll wear him down, and I think he'll stop him. To be honest with you, and that's just it. That's just what my eyes are seeing, and that's what my head's telling me. I could be wrong, but I don't think I will be.
But when I look at it, I look at Joyce over 3 years ago now, done Parker, punched him upside down. Now, since then, he's gone Apollo, which is somebody Wardley had beat, Simon Keane, Wardley had beat him, Deontay Wilder, you'd have Wardley beating him, wouldn't you? Wilder now. Zhang, I'd have Wardley beating Zhang. Bakoli, yeah. I mean, 20 odd stone. There's nobody on there that Wardley wouldn't take care of since he lost to Joyce Parker. Do you agree with that?
I don't know if I do, to be honest with you. I think majority, yeah. I don't know. I think Zhang could cause Wardley because the thing is, he takes shots. He does get hit. He gets hit. Um, and yeah, I don't know. It's easy to say this, isn't it? It's all hypothetical, but just brushing them off like that, I don't know if it's as a foregone conclusion as that because he's been fighting the Adelaides and Fraser Clarks of the world, hasn't he? He's not been fighting the Zangs, no matter what we say. And I know he's being sort of. I think people are running away with it. We want to make him to be this UK version of Prime Deontay Wilder, but I don't know. And I hope he is that. I honestly do. Nothing will make me more happy than him winning tomorrow night. But I personally, I'm sick of seeing interviews online where, and it's a tale as old as time. Whenever there's a puncher against the boxer, and people get asked their opinion on it. It'll always be fighter A is the boxer and he's the favourite. But I can also see how fighter B knocks him out. I hate that. So that's just a way of covering both sides of the story, so that after the fight, you can be like, yeah, well, see, I told you it could have happened. Say what you actually think. So for me, I think Parker will beat Warder just because he's a better fighter, um, and that's just where I stand with it. That's all it is.
Well, I'm going to go for Wardley by stoppage because I don't think he's got any miles on clock, 72 rounds, whereas the other guy, he's got 252 rounds on clock. And I just think I think he's had his day, really. And he's not really that active, to be honest. I mean, since he fought Zhang in March 2024, he's had Martin McCauley 1.5 rounds. That's it. That's all he's had. He's had 9 minutes in phew, 20 months, 19 months. He's hardly had any exposure, has he?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's a good thing.
I just don't think his tools are sharp. And I think that run of these 6 fights, I think, have flattered him and his trainer that much that people have lost the shit over it. Do you know what I mean? They keep talking about Andy Lee like he's a guru or something. Look, he's a young trainer making his mark, just like Ben Davidson. They've had it all their own way so far, but nobody talks about when their fighters get beat. Now, Billy Nelson's lad, that Irish kid, beat uh, Andy Lee's guy, didn't he, in Ireland recently? Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Rocker.
Adam Booth, he's had long runs, Joe Gallagher, but they do get losses. But I think it's too early in day to be talking that Andy Lee's the next big noise. Do you know what I mean? Because of just Parker, because there's more holes in Parker's CV since Joyce done him than Swiss cheese, mate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, you could on the flip to that, you could say is if you lined them up on paper, like if you said Bacoli, Zhang, Wilder, are they better wins than Adelaide, Clark, Hooney?
Yeah,
Is there,
you could say
do you
that.
know what I mean?
You could say that, yeah, but he's undefeated. He's been in, for me, Fabio Wardley, he's been in a firefight with Big Freeze and he's been in another firefight with Uni. You know what I mean? And he came through them both. I know he got a draw against Big Freeze, but he came
Yeah,
through them both. He dealt with Uni and he got Big Freeze in 13th round, didn't he, of the rematch. You know, the first round, but it was technically round 13, wasn't it?
yeah,
As far as I'm concerned, for me, Fabio Wardley's a roadman.
yeah. He is. He's a hard man, isn't he? And he's certainly an odd night's work. And I mean, if he wins this one, is you'd never bet ever get. Do you know what it would actually mimic? For me, Warrington, because when Warrington was coming through, I was convinced he wasn't that good. And like every fight he had, I kept saying, "This will be the one he gets beat. This will be the one he gets beat." You know, Selby, etc. All them kind of ones. Frampton, I was like, "He'll get beat. He'll get beat. He'll get beat." And he just kept proving me wrong until it got to the point where I was like, "I'm never gonna bet against this guy ever again." That might well happen with Wardley, because he is defying the odds in, and he just keeps pulling it out of the bag. So if he does it tomorrow, I'll just have to back him against Usyk, won't
Well, where do you see
I?
it going now? Well, because it looks like Division's parked up waiting on him.
Yeah. Well, it's pointing towards he'll fight the winner of this fight, won't he? That's what he should be doing if his mandatory gets cold. But then there's also the whispers of Fury jumping the queue, I don't see that happening because it makes a mockery of the sport for a start, and the general public's vibes in response to it is we don't want to see it. So I can't see how that gets made. So I think Usyk, to answer your question, will probably fight Parker/Wardley's winner tomorrow night.
Well, that'll be good if he does because it'll mean he's going through his mandatories like you should.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way it should happen. So can only respect him if he does do that.
Do you think that that's happened behind the scenes? Because according to last night's Talksport, Tyson Fury's interview, he's saying he's done with boxing and retired. Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I watched it this morning. It
There's,
was just another one of them.
yeah.
It's how he rolls out of bed, isn't it? He's back in inspirational mode. He's back in humble mode, and you know what's money to me, and what's this, what's that. 2 minutes later, he'll be saying, "I need 500 million." Do you know what I mean? He speaks out of both sides of his mouth. You could probably look a few months back, and he would have been mentioning 500 million for a couple of fights against AJ. But now all of a sudden, it's I've got more money than I can spend, and I've achieved everything in boxing, and whatever. So he's pulling on them heartstrings again, which is an old tired story in itself, isn't it?
Well, they always revert back to what they know best, don't they?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's like a Ponzi scheme, isn't it? What's going on?
yeah.
Right, is it?
No, they've had it off. They've had a lot of money out of the sport of boxing, the Furies, and you have to sort of admire it, not admire it, but give credit because he's made a hell of a lot of money as Tyson Fury for not a lot um, in terms of boxing, but. Um, Yeah, and he has got a collection of belts, but I think what he'll be remembered for, just because of his antics, if he had a different personality, he'd be probably remembered for being WBC champion of the world, which is something to be extremely proud of. And them good fights that he had against Wilder, because they were bangers of fights. But I think he'll be remembered for being a bit of a buffoon and speaking out of both sides of his mouth. You can't believe anything that he says, and then obviously the way he carried on after getting beat by Usyk, saying that he still won and stuff. It's sort of tainted him as a character, and I think the public have worn thin. It's worn thin on them, hasn't it? So yeah,
Oh yeah, he's going to find it hard to come back now then, because if he's retired, he's either trying to play the game to get more money for the Joshua fight, or he has retired.
yeah. I doubt he'll. He's retired after every single fight, hasn't he? But I don't know. Maybe this might be the actual one because if it's the top of the tree that he wants and he wants to fight Usyk again, in my opinion, he has to beat a live dog. He has to beat, and I'd have to give him credit. Say if he went out there and beat. Caballero, who's like clearly the boogeyman at the minute, or whatever. Parker probably won't fight Parker because he's his mate. But let's say Caballero, Fury put a display on and stopped Caballero. You'd be like, all right, okay, fair, fair enough. He's serious. He is probably like number 2 in the division now. You know what I mean? Or even if he had to beat a couple of them, Caballero and Okoli, you'd be like, all right, okay, fair enough. But you can't just be like, off the back of 2 losses against the same guy, say, I need the third one back because I'm Tyson Fury. It just doesn't run with me, and it doesn't run with the public either.
Yeah, it's not good, is it? Uh, could you see him just having a normal international bout?
Could he get up for it? Could he lose the weight? Could he get up for it? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think it's either retirement and get fat as a pig, old school style like he was before all of this, or the AJ fight, and then that's it, really, isn't it? That's curtains on the Tyson Fury story. But no, I can't see him getting in title contention through merit, beating contenders. I can't see that happening.
No, nobody wants to go near that Caballero. Bricktop signed him. Nobody goes near him now, do they? Why don't they put him in with Moses Atoma?
Yeah, because he rips the body, innit? That's what they're scared of. You can all have the best chin in the world, but once you start getting ripped round the body, it's don't matter who you are, you can go down, can't you? So
Do you think he's going to be
yeah,
like a Luis Ortiz type guy, that Caballero? You know, where they're going to keep him away from arm's length because he's not commercially viable that Eddie keeps going on about.
I do. Yeah, yeah. Sadly, I do. He he's Kurdish German, isn't he? So it's not really Mr. Marketability, isn't it? Um, but yeah, another thing that's grinding on me as well is you see on these IFL posts and whatever, fights keep fighters keep getting announced as such a date. Ajit Kawael's back, such a date. Derek Chisora's back, such a date. But they never say who they're fighting. All I want to know is who are they fighting and when. Do you know what I mean? Don't announce fights if there's no fight to be announced. You know what I mean? It's always like back in action, big announcement, big news, breaking news. It's like it's only breaking news when you tell me some mouth-watering like Ajit Kabayel is fighting. I don't know, another contender, Daniel Dubois or something. Then I'd be like, all right, okay, fair enough. We're on now. We've got a fight, but it's when they get announced and it's TBA. It's you just you lose interest, don't you?
Yeah, you mean like White Rhino putting an Instagram post out saying massive news coming in next few days for Joe Hayden, and I'm thinking, oh, who's Joe Hayden got? And then they bowl up with George Fajo Menza. You know what I mean? So
Exactly that.
some guy from Ghana ranked 472. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, that's like, well, that's just pissing up our legs, isn't it? Really?
yeah. It's exactly that. What's annoying me, the breaking news and exciting news, and it's never exciting news, is it?
That's chief support on Will Harrison versus Lewis Booth for central area welterweight title. So it's got a belt on line for Rhino's show. But the ranking of it is shocking, like 887 so far, unless there's any changes. Now they rank it with a star, don't they? Box rec. They give them stars or whatever, but they don't tell you average. But say 87 and they're still matching. So and they've got two more TBAs to sort. So it could be over 1,000 ranking that. Now, that's people paying hard-earned dough for that. It's garbage, but they're scraping barrel because there's no to choose from now. But the board are licensing more people than ever.
Yeah, yeah. It's I mean, I train at a few boxing gyms around here, and it's like the pros. I do actually feel sorry for them. They're always trying to flog the tickets. It's like, oh, such and such a body in the gym's fighting at Manchester, 40 quid a ticket. And it's like 40 quid. I've got to spend 40 quid on a ticket, get over to Manchester and watch this fight. And it's like you look at the show. There's nothing appetizing. I'm sorry, but these shows they're not. mouthwatering, are they? It's normally against some foreign international, some Bulgarian, Ghanaian, whatever. And the top of the bill, if you're lucky, might be an area level fight. And not saying that, you can get some good fights at that level, of course you can. But yeah, there's nothing really for the fans to get behind, especially if you pay good money and you end up going to a stinker. It puts you off going to another small all show, doesn't it? But
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Okay.
hard times, isn't it?
It is. It is hard times for the small all guys. It is. So David will
Yeah.
find out what it's all about and all them little manoeuvres that people do when they're 2-on-1 you behind the scenes, and you're on a promise with fighters, and then all of a sudden they're pulling out with 2 days to go. Get ready for all that, mate. Pop, pop, bang. Right, I'll see you on part two, Ellis. Cheers.
Yeah, sweet.
Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Sponsors are pinned up in comment section. Click on the blue link. It's pinned up there under Porky's Corner. Go and have a nosy. Health is wealth. Right, part two with Ellis. Pop, pop, bang.